And John Mahama through YEA said they are going to recruit 3,000 of Islamic Arabic instructors to make sure that they inculcate, they hold on onto the principles that makes a Muslim a Muslim. And at least we should secure the future of young Islamic scholars. The makarantas are supposed to be developed. We need to have ultra-modern makarantas around the nation. They are not supposed to be classrooms, Saito schools. We need to build modern makarantas around the nation. Makarantas with sophisticated equipment, modern equipment. We can decide to build 10 or 16 regional makarantas around the nation. Every region will have an ultra-modern makaranta, at least every region. So they can be going there as a research center. They can visit. People would know what the Islamic religion represents. Friends, John Mahama wa Ekufuadu Nino, any Nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference between John Mahama and J. Ekufu, any Nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference between John Mahama and Baumia say Nyan said that John Mahama trim at the Chichimano. Baumia Nibi. Baumia or Nyansa yadi Chichifi. Or Nyansa yaditon to Mama yere pamontuma. Or Nyansa be yadito makeup. Or Nyansa yadi den lele. Baumia Nyansa yadi Chichimine. Same as Kennedy. Kennedy Japan Nyansa yadi wo. Yadi bojantra de wo rough. No, I would 30. No. Or Sanyan Sani be a ma. John Mahama made to me at the top, it will cut down the wastage in the system. They are not going to waste what we call $15 million and over every year on rent. Abra, majority of our diplomats, they are just there with their wives. The President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, and the Wakasa. And then John Mahama John Mahama says, Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for diplomatic use. Pizza to four, any South interest for. Dear John Mahama can say, Nana Simin Church, which I'm 240 to Naname door, chia, Tenchen Brofa Mekana say. And the President John Mahama wakasa momi enko tie de bro fo no biwia no medwudwum a kire eye menuanom a omo PZ ene omo South Intereso na omo nyina ate asem na President eka no ase. President Mahama nie unim se na ne ma me ye me woman organizer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na ne ma me I think I'm playing the wrong video. Mr. P, do we have that video on the system? Okay, I have it. Thank you. I just saw it. Okay, thank you. No, I'm still getting the wrong video. I'm still getting the wrong video. Mrs. Yes. Okay, pull it out for me. I think you guys didn't put it. You didn't. I'm sorry. This is a glitch from the production team. Now, the John Mahama kai nyina ewie or kind of brofo no or say, Ghana, embassy say wa bruchire nyina no. From Titiniano, what has happened? And they say, your ambassadors of Bruche, America, UK, then dear babyano, a daya omutimuno, nina ya daya ya renti. Into every year, biano, now you're spending $15 million near the tia rent. Now you're the tia rent. Eboha embassies require your dear, not your rent dino. Into a say, and now by we are a resetting government, they have come up with a new plan and strategy. And the plan is that, thank you, Mr. S, for bringing this in. And the plan is that, a diner rentino, they want to put a stop to it. Signa obe put a stop to it. Amo per se, and then, Ghana buying, yen yankasa, yet to me a day, yet to me echo to dying. Debema ya ambassadors natinima ebe yen yankasa japadie. Senya beya busumi biano, yan tam sikan kwa bruche say you could share a dine rent. I'm an ambassador. This is John Mahama, the President of the Republic.
Let me be emphatic. Ghana cannot continue spending a staggering more than $15 million every year on renting properties abroad for our diplomatic use. This is not a judicious use of taxpayers' resources, and the reset agenda requires an immediate reversal of this trend. And that is why Cabinet has promptly approved the STRIDE initiative. And STRIDE refers to the strategic transition from rental to developing our own properties. I've tasked the Ministers for Foreign Affairs and Finance to work urgently to resolve this long-standing challenge. From my latest briefing, a transaction advisor has been appointed, standard designs are being developed, and funding mechanisms are already being negotiated. This decisive shift will ensure that our missions abroad are housed in properties that are owned by the Republic, reducing wasteful expenditure while safeguarding Ghana's dignity on the international stage.
Into President Mahama some can you say embassy say wa diplomat and I say omusi name I from ambassadors no majority in fact omunyina edan mutimu nyina rent it. And every single country be you rent down will be an year in dollars. In a year, no, it has something over $15 million. $15 million. And I tam educotia a dine rent to abruchi. Or since an albino, the umbesom and say, Omode a jumadi bi ba, I was say embassies, Ghana for ambassadors or more bruchi afanenano. Ye pe a dia ye betono martinim. Into Wabeko who be an a Ghana buying dine. A Ghana for ye danya ubetinim. Sa a dino crown, President to Kwakono Bahwa. Nasa, ye share, Nasa security ya, President Krabi to me at Naho. Inti, where ye nyoma, omo editor to Aquima, or per se, a ye na bino, estati edu hujumani ya. Na ambassadors, no, and I say, a ye embassy say, a wo iriasa for Ninana, ye rent dine, ye tamsika, Ghana. Na ye de kwako tia, sa rent no, or so beso chum. Send ye beya. At the end of the day, no, yen yankasebe to me, I den, ye rent to cry, we are renting to own. Said Dambo on this, ye kuhu, neka say pa, abroche to my rent to own. And then we may rent it, but me rent it for 5 years. After 5 years, no, me tia a canning in aviate. Into a very big mortgage. Into said $100,000. The abandoned said Busumi Biano, Ghana by between 200. Yenim say in fear me and sa in fear na ichino, na a dana bay dia. And that is something that he is implementing because the amount of money we threw out there. Oboa or ambassador, na yere ne mbanyina eda ho Ghana. Oboa or non kwana wo ne akọ rent a 7-bedroom house na de amano. Oboa ne rent 4-bedroom house. Making sebio oboa ne mbanyina nyini anya one ne ba nete. One ne yere nko enete. Into okwa ne amano one chef and one security. Sani pano ohia a 7-bedroom house. Ohia a 5-bedroom house. Sani pano ohia a very decent house. 2-3-bedroom house. Decent. Because on the yere quantity, and you can see majority of these ambassadors, most of them, they are not traveling with their kids. So more primary and JSS into member me and some member 9 now. Majority of them, they don't even want to do that. Into we have to be very moderate in the way we spend. Into President John Mahama say, Sadia na obeto yeno o twem. Every building be ambassador be no, we need to start a process of doing what we call renting to own. Inti a dime be ende ye pama ambassador biano e dan ye di ho nkomo e tua rent say e betua fa na abeye Ghana dia inti embre bi no eduru a na se Ghana ni bia e ko Belgium a dan okom no e Ghana japade ne atia na nsen before election 2024. Ena Nana Danko Ekufu Addo nebusuafo ekodi eye contract bi sika mokai eye company bia na eye energy company a na my nkrimukania a Ekufu Addo mo ene ekodi boni bi ma company ne ka say omni ye nyedwuma biem a company ne ka say eye omni ye call court to UK ma UK court e ka say ye ntua compensation ema sa company no which is judgment debt sa sika na ye ntumi ntua Mokai said before election 2024, sa company no through the bank no the tabono koto ye embassy so any njapade bi a UK. That is what this president is trying to avoid. Because you see, what we need to do is we need to own properties. It needs to be ours. We are not supposed to be renting and at the same time trying to protect somebody's property. It is not our responsibility. And the decision the president has taken, the decision John Mahama has taken, you see, Debbie Amekache Ghana for say me, I worship John Mahama, I worship the wisdom in his head. I don't worship him as a politician because there are so many politicians like John Mahama. There are so many politicians Omobeba John Mahama. But the only difference is John Mahama wa Ekufuadu Nino and Nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference is between John Mahama and J. Ekufu and Nyan said that John Mahama trim. The difference between John Mahama and Baumia say Nyan said that John Mahama trim at the Chichimano. Baumia nibi. Baumia or Nyan say at the Chichifi. Or nyansa yede ton to mama yere pamon toma. Or nyansa be yede to makeup. Or nyansa yede den lelele. Baba omianim nyansa yede chichere mine. The same as Kennedy. Kennedy Japan nyansa yede wo. Yede bo jantra de wo rough. no I 30 no nam or san nyansa ne bi de da ma bema wa wo rough no onye bema obetumi agine di obetumi ku ato atwene if we say na kono ono te dem no ka se odwonso aba obekọ no oba ba akotare dan ho and such men are lizards omunya bema obetumi age omodi obi te say eye country onye nipa bi a se bi obo ne tie kra kire se na adwene achia onye obi a obetumi adwene eye nyoma bi ma aboa Ghana Kobere Japan or snitch or konkonseni or kahu and a part ni gu from 2015 Inti these are people Brian Champo bekache soko US Army bema utwatro bema utumishe security chi etata nkofo botu edise Brian Champo pe ayawa so West Wagon document no any video say hu no onye nipa obetumi de ora hye mu because oye wudifo obetumi adane anytime to come after you so hwe time and now he was in charge of national security and when after the whole commission report he being seen as somebody who needed to be to be punished Brian Champo cannot be somebody who can put a country's faith in his hand or a very dangerous human being. These are things that John Mahama unique from these people who want to contest. And see, when I say I like John Mahama and I worship John Mahama, it is not him as a human being. I worship the intelligence, unique vision, or the boa asakra Ghana. Do you understand? Politics in here, you know. Yeah, you go Penabu, Mr. P. Stay with me, team. Inti Asana Namekano, they see in Petekuba, sorry, Kevin Taylor. The bang and the Kufada, Mreso, Yaka say, Yajigana, a dine over UK. MPP for the donor uncle SS inti oya dia no nya bota chechim because majority of MPP for no uncle SS pe musa dankwa data or be share research no inti mamemfa the evidence in the bra Trafigura seizes Ghana's Regina house in London over 134 million judgment debt default. We 2024 August Ekufuada na president ba omiana na vice sa time no nkwasiafo we ekodi sika ema company bi de nsa koto ye japade so these are some of the reasons in John Mahama the president of the republic eka say we need to own our own properties, we need to be able to manage our own properties around the world. So our diplomatic mission yen call for edi omoko akojinim amaye ewo omama no into technically John Mahama is telling you say we as a country we need to own property in every country. This is big. When you own a property in every country, you have a share in that country. John Mahama is he is basically trying to make sure Ghana owns shares in every single country, embassy around the world. So he is basically building, we are becoming a superpower indirectly. Because you one property, another property. A time will come, that company will have that country will have to sit with us to negotiate. Another property, it is at a place that the country will have to negotiate with us before they pull it down. And that part, we become the lead negotiators. So that is some of the things, those are some of the things that here say Oman. And obviously, John Mahama made to me it will cut down the wastage in the system. We are not going to waste what we call $15 million and over dollars every year on rent. Majority of our diplomats, they are just there with their wives. They are not there with their family. So why do they need 6-bedroom house renting and paying in dollars? These are things that receipt am the chairman MPP for terminal report in the and I'm the chairman. Now, the stories we was here. Story in the Bakuni. Another good story. Abani Yejuma. Abani Yejuma. Abani Bwejuma. Now, I'd say, MPP for Omo Jimmy. Omo Jimmy Ghana for no. Yen Church. Ghana for Juma and this Abani Ebo. Now, this is another important step this government has taken. One of those promises are Abano a promise say John Mahama promise say Ghana for in Krimu 4. And sa promise it is becoming a reality. So in Kribunina or Ghana, also TSS say Abai is looking out for every single Muslim. The issue with Arabic teachers issue near Tikrumha and a Mustafa Hamid. Adeba kunti amempe Mustafa Hamid asem. And they say, one, or the Quran na politics, and I'm time wa mabrabum. That Mustafa Hamid, Adeba ko mami chirisa ufrija to ne say, or the Quran na politics. And me, the moment I would the Bible and a Quran be politics, I hate you. Because you see, when you do that, then you are trying to use the word of Allah ana onyankopon to deceive men. 90% of what politicians say when it comes to politics, 90% of politicians, they don't really say the truth. A few of them are honest with us and do some of the things we want. And along the way, when we meet a politician who is honest kakra, we need to hold on to that politician, say John Mahama, because every politician is shall with this. It's when somebody like Mustafa Hamid, wallahi, and at the end, Mustafa Hamid Mobile NPP, almost say uba ubia yen krimuni or your vice president, Mustafa wallahi, and the Quran chapter they came and they said they have a whole ministry for Zongos. And the 2 months no muguno because no the dad and krimo for. Moka I say before election 2020, John Mahama suggested and I said oka semisa and kadi and kopeso implemented around the nation. That was cold rooms for Masalachi. Technically, now ankopeso or building just a cold room. A cold room sebio yenu anim kremoni oto ebi onya accident or car accident and I yare born ahomache na say yepese prepare the body no in less than 24 hours to go burial ye betumi de emum no ana body no akọ ama no respect edware no na ya amamre wo se ye na ye de ba abontene kosie NPP for Mustafa Hamid Mahamudu Baumia sa akwa na ya Ashanti regional chief imam no wewu no on de on ne nyankopon asem nyankopon ene ne beka enye me njaji nipa e onyankopon kwa na wotumi a obejaji nipa de waya wasase su bia no onyankopon nanim sa nkofo ni nyina pia bonte beka che Ghana for say eye de okosi mochire masalachi e no mukeka nkwasi asemwa. That was something very good. That was something that was very, very good. And the masala chibia ebia regional anya ebia district masala chibia anka cold room tarwa, it will do us a good so much good. But MPP Mustafa Hamid Nibaumi, sorry, they did propaganda. This is something that somebody who was born into a Muslim family or a Muslim community, grew up with Muslims, understand the religion and understand what Muslims go through when they lose one of their own, and understand the respect we need to give to a Muslim their body. That's what I say. And the Kramabe Christoni, but maybe I'm free no a kremofo, and that particular thing I respect. Yenyan kremofo to be sorry, ekasetia. We omunyan kremofo me munafikis. Mustafa Hamid Mahmoud Baumia, Jimmy. They actually rose up and fought it. Mahmoud Refi says, Sebio, Yenina, Onyanko Pontre de Amponkwame, Obaton and Safre. I am not scared to die because man is born to die. The moment you are scared to die is when you know what you are doing on this planet. It is not something Allah, at the end of the day, Allah iniso. But if you know you are living a life that onyankopon ene wonkwa o shedem no unim so onyankopon ni so, you are not scared to die. And to me, I've never been scared to die. I've never been scared because I know today, so onyankopon can say, Kevin, that is it for you. I know there's a special place I am going because of the life that I am living. And see, I have never had a problem with you going to die tomorrow or you go, no. I've always tried to make the every day my last day on this earth and try to make things right. And these people found a way, and that way was that they had to bring that down. Mustafa Hamid, Mahmoud Baumia. Now, and John Mahama Eshe Ghana for bo or share incremo for more Ghana bo. The embassy say Youth Employment Agency, YEA, signs a memorandum of understanding with the Islamic Education Fund or unit to recruit 3,000 Arabic instructors. John Mahama Shenkrimu Fobo. Or say, so be the president, we have limited number of Arabic instructors. Arabic. And a lot of the makarantas we are lacking a malam sir. They can teach the Arabic for the kids to understand the religion and the kind of country they live in and the principles of Allah. And John Mahama through YEA say they are going to recruit 3,000 of the Islamic teachers, Arabic instructors to make sure say they inculcate They hold on onto the principles that makes a Muslim a Muslim. You need to be able to read the Quran and understand. And the first principle of a Muslim is to understand the language Allah understands, and that is you understanding the word of Allah. Allah speaks so many languages, but the word of Allah is unique. And it comes in different forms. The moment you are able to understand Allah's language, then you have become one of Allah's children. You need people who can direct our young people, our young Muslims, to understand the language of Allah. The moment they are not able to understand the language of Allah, it becomes difficult for the young person to understand why Allah should be somebody he should be worshiping every day. The instructors are very important. You need them to give the kids the fundamentals to understand why they are Muslims. Because there are people who are Muslims, but they are Muslims who don't even understand their work on this planet. And there are some people who are jihadists, but they call themselves Muslims. Their principles are different from people who believe in Allah, because Allah believes in peace. Islam stands for peace. So if you don't understand the principles of the Islamic religion, then it becomes difficult for you to follow the principles of Allah. The 5 pillars of Islam is very important. But how do you understand it? You need people to guide you as a young man. You need people to indoctrinate you for you to believe and understand the language of Allah. Into this decision that the NDC government has taken through the YEA, it is the beginning of trying to make sure that the Islamic religion has its better root in Ghana, and the new generation coming up will have those principles that makes them real Muslims who believe in peace and Islam. These are things that when president and the government does, they are not just doing it. They are doing it to solidify, to make sure say a religion, a Islamic religion, it stands on its feet. I keep telling some of my Muslim friends, I know and I've studied the Islamic religion majority of them. I just don't talk about it because in life, sometimes you have to let people find a way to know you. You are not supposed to force or impose yourself on people. And we need to support these kind of things. And I will urge people in Ghana who are Muslims, who have a little bit of money in their hand. These are some of the things you push money into. This is where you find a way to come together as Muslim millionaires or whatever. Try and find a way to get to the president and say, we want to dedicate, put a fund together. We will put money in to sustain this for years. You don't need to go to Mecca to show that you respect or you adore Allah. But these are some of the things, because all that Allah needs is for his word to live. The longer Allah's word lives on this planet, the longer Allah stays, because the word of Allah is Allah. If we want to keep the word of Allah with men, then it means we want to keep Allah with men. We, the people with a little bit of money, as Muslims, this is where we push the money to. Push into this. Let's get more instructors. Let us get more people who are willing to put their lives on the line to teach the younger Islamic children what Islam represents. It should not just be the government. We need Al-Hajis who have money, who are willing and ready to sustain the Islamic religion in Ghana. Put yourselves together. There was some Sikafobi of Ghana. A group. A year no modeko. A man you have a reason to put your money into something that is everlasting. These are basic things. And I support the president through the YEA boss, who is Basintale. They are trying to inculcate the principles of Islamic religion into the younger ones. So 3,000 Arabic instructors. Yeba before munina amomachere enquarano. Senya ye kan Quran eti osumanase. Senya they will not move away from the principles of Allah. So I applaud the government for this. I'll be following up on this, and I'll make sure say John Dramani Mahama and this NDC government, they go through this and make sure say it needs to work. At least we should secure the future of young Islamic scholars. We should secure the future of a young Muslim boy or girl. We should at least leave something to them. We should give them Allah. We should let them understand who Allah is. We should give them the principles of Allah. At least, that hope that when they believe in the principles of Allah, at least the world will still stay the way it is. So we need to do this. The makarantes are supposed to be developed. We need to have ultra-modern makarantes around the nation. They are not supposed to be classrooms, Saito schools. We need to build modern makarantas around the nation. Makarantas with sophisticated equipment, modern equipment. We are not supposed to lower it and make it look like a mere some dirty school. We need to upgrade makarantas around the nation. We can decide to build 10 or 16 makaranta, regional makarantas around the nation. Every region will have an ultra-modern makaranta, at least every region. So they can be going there as a research center. They can visit. People would know what the Islamic religion represents. So if we are able to build in the 16 regions, each one very good, sophisticated, modern makaranta that can take about 500 kids at a time, cinema halls, for them to know, what the religion they are in. That is how we build the kids. That is how we make them understand the kind of religion they are in. So I would suggest to the government, if I get the opportunity to speak to Basintale or people in this government who are Muslims, I will tell them that they should try and draft a program whereby every region will get one regional makaranta that is unique. It can pick at least 500 children at a time. It becomes a place where they will visit. They can be at the district and be doing the district makaranta, but at a point, some districts will come together, 6, 7 districts. They bring all of them there. You showcase what Allah means. You showcase what the Islamic religion means. It is something that should happen. If you people don't do it, I will use my money to do it. And Allah in his own wisdom knows right now I don't have the money. But Sikabe come in Sema, I will do it. I will build regional makarantas in every region, 16 of them. And they will all look the same. They will have everything in there. Me we are say 16 a Christian training center. Every region 1. 32. Allah be mamiska. God will give me that money. Allah will give me that money. Allah, he will give me that money. He will give me the money, and I'm very confident I will do this till you'll be shocked. I will build it. 16 regions bia o makaranta unique one baako kase baako e for 500. 16 regions bia be a one special Christian village. 16 regions bia baako. That is what you do. You let the religion represent. Obiba Ghana is a secular state. In Krimufo how a Christopher how. Let it show. Enyam kwasi asika nkofo akotu amena abetuwe. Inti enyina emfri adenkrije niembra National Cathedral. No, let's take it to the people. Let's take the word of Allah to the people. Let's take the religion to the people. Let them be comfortable. All right. Allah be mami scan me, I know. But me was asking Allah be mami. And Messi. Hey, Messi. Mr. Kevin, I don't know see a great idea. Me say yes, more than makaranta. We have about 7 different parts of that makaranta. They teach agriculture there. Apart from the makaranta being there, a modern makaranta, no, your baby are a Greek. In Krimufon Korano, they will go there sometimes to go learn about agriculture. Being a Muslim and understanding agriculture. We will teach places where you can choose what you want to learn. A modern place. And yes, you call Quran and Kwao. Obawa, and then you say you bet me 15 districts. For 3 days. You are going to be there. There are hostels there. In Quran ba 3 days no more. Omusua makaranta no, omusua Quran no. Now your time for them to go and learn Greek. So there are other places there, sections. Mom person something about Greek no. You don't for Greek 3 days. So they start to add religion to practicals. That is what we need to do. And not just makaranta, you can't Quran and Quran. The Quran part is there, but you need to also add the education part. Into Saudi Agrek can one. What you do is the same into a 10-acre place. There is a place where it is what? It is for the class. You see Quran, and there's a place for a small farm to teach the kids how to get into agriculture. That is what you do. It will entice them because I crowd about makaranta no. So I makaranta na say ye chance be a that kid will be so interested. It will be boring to just go there and read Quran and go home. But there are other activities that are also very important. The Islamic school no. There are so many Islamic schools in Ghana, but I am focused on makaranta. Makaranta is very important.